Hello and welcome to the Tiny Vet Podcast. It is I, Dr. Nicole Sue, exotics veterinarian, and my partner.
Jez Watts, I forgot to bring up my little notepad thing on my phone, so I don't have any rhymes ready. Hello.
Finally, something's gone right today. Thank God. What are we going to talk about today?
I don't know what we're going to talk about. You tell me.
We are going to talk about raw feeding in dogs.
All right.
Crazy minefield of a topic.
Why is it a minefield?
So, raw feed...
Wild dogs eat raw stuff, right? They can't make campfires, I heard.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's pretty true, yeah.
That's validated by a vet.
The problem
dogs
is that...
do not have opposable thumbs.
That's really the main problem.
They don't have flint and whatever you use with flint.
Kindling.
I think you need kindling. Yeah. I think it's flint and steel to get the spark.
No, I don't need...
That goes into the kindling, then that lights, then there's wood.
Anyway, this isn't the starting fire podcast. So, raw feeding... The thing with raw feeding is that proponents of raw feeding are going, oh my God, this is so much better than kibble.
Okay.
And they go...
What is kibble?
Oh, it's dry food, so the little pellets.
That's what I was just saying. Dog food.
Dog food.
Right. But
what you normally call
dry
dog food.
Yeah. Is kibble.
Yeah.
Yep.
And proponents of raw food feeding are going, oh my God, this is the only thing. Like kibble will kill your dog. And the craziest thing I've heard is that vets tell you not to feed raw food because it makes the dogs healthier and therefore they don't have any income.
Everything's a conspiracy.
Right? And I was just like, we would like them to be healthier. We are too busy.
Oh, no, absolutely.
No, we need less work, actually.
No, the current pandemic, I think, has highlighted just how prone to conspiracy thinking people are in general. Because it's like governments are like, okay, we're going to front the bill. We're going to give you all free medicine so that you don't die. And everyone's gone like, oh, it's a plan! You know, like it's a crazy thing. But yeah, so I hear from a lot of people that a lot of vet advice is malicious. That I think is a very persistent idea.
Like it's insane. Like for example, all right, like tick medication.
Right.
I'm crazy about it. Like I'm going, even if you're in a low risk area, like just do it anyway. The consequences are so terrible.
Right.
Whereas if I were to go, all right, how can I best make money of it? I'd be like, don't do it. It's a waste of money because I think the tick medication is like what, $50 a month. But if they get a paralysis tick, it's like an easy $3,000 bill.
Wow, brutal.
Yeah, and like the animal may die. So if we were really doing that, we'd be like, yeah, don't worry about the tick medication. It's fine. You're in a low risk area. It doesn't happen.
Sure. So what's good or bad about raw food, or what raw food's good or bad?
So the thing with raw feeding is that it isn't necessarily better than kibble or canned food. It's all about how you do it.
Right. Okay.
Whereas a lot of people will go, oh, any raw feeding is absolutely better than kibble or canned food. And the thing is, but
some of it is a pitfall.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have vet friends that do raw feeding,
mm-hmm.
and the amount of effort they put into it is crazy. So you got to make sure it's balanced. You got to make sure that the ingredients are really good as well because it's raw. You know, you basically have to be like, all right, I need to have essentially sashimi grade ingredients.
Right.
For this to make sure that it's not carrying harmful pathogens.
Isn't this might be wrong, right? Or I actually don't know if this is right or wrong, but isn't like raw mince bad? Like
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
is that just 'cause it's bacteria or is it like low grade meat or?
If you think about the surface area available for contamination for mince meat, it is enormous. Because you're all these individual little bits, right? And also mince, how much handling it goes through is so much more than, let's say, a steak.
Yeah, okay.
It might also be, handled by different people, and it's probably a combined product from lots of different carcasses, potentially through different days.
It's a lot of waste meat, right?
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's open up to so much more contamination.
Right. So mince needs to be cooked.
Yeah.
For people, obviously, but if you're giving mince to a dog, it should be cooked as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
And the thing is, it's fine to feed raw, but the ingredients have to be a high enough quality, that a person could eat it raw.
Right.
And it also has to include stuff that we find distasteful, so stuff like organ meats, which we find distasteful, but...
Or for you, vegetables.
That's not nice.
What? That's not a mean thing. You hate vegetables.
I don't hate vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables killed your family, and that's why you have a problem with them. But go on.
Or organ meats that, that are higher in vitamins and minerals than normal muscle meat.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So
when you say organ meats, you mean like is it like chicken hearts?
yeah, so liver,
liver.
heart, kidneys, that kind of stuff, which
Right,
we
right.
normally find distasteful, but are actually a very good source of nutrition.
Okay.
And the other thing with it is that you've got to feed a lot more of it because the calories available are going to be less than in cooked food.
Oh, okay.
And then also you've got to make sure you're going, all right, well, it's a fairly soft diet. How do I account for tartar buildup? Do I need to brush my dogs? Not so much that, but you need to brush your teeth. The best method really is toothbrushing.
Which every dog loves.
You can train them really easily to get their teeth brushed because there's like beef flavored toothpaste and everything. So it's actually not that bad.
Of course there is.
But the point of that is that it's really difficult and it's very expensive to do it right.
Right.
Like
okay.
I'm 100% a properly done raw food diet will be fantastic, but it is difficult to do and very expensive.
Okay.
Now the problem is that people jump on this raw food thing and either they don't know why you've got to do it right and they go, oh, it's too expensive. So most of the time it's not done right. So mincemeat from the supermarket, we've already talked about that. Huge potential for contamination. A lot of people don't do a vitamin and mineral balancer. Which means that that's setting the dog up for potential issues as bad as heart disease from taurine deficiency.
Right.
So they just go, oh, it's a bit of this,
If
a
they
bit
have
of that.
taurine deficiency, could you just give them Red Bull?
No.
There's a whole lot of taurine in Red Bull.
Absolutely not. Do not.
Wouldn't that be?
Do not give your pets Red Bull.
It gives them wings.
It does not.
Don't you want to see a flying dog?
No, I do not. No.
I dispute your credentials.
Not in that way.
As an animal enthusiast.
The cost is too high. Do not give your dog Red Bull. But yeah, not done right. Or you get these pre-made meals from random people. Like I went on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and there's just like random butchers being like, "We make raw dog food," and like you don't know how he's handled that. He has no nutritional qualifications. You don't know if he's used a balancer. Like there's so many things that are wrong with that.
I think we have to wrap up. But what's a balancer?
Oh, sorry. It's like a powder.
Okay.
That essentially, if you go, let's say 1 scoop a day, will fulfill all your pet's vitamin mineral needs.
Oh, okay.
So it's to make sure that this definitely
It's a
is
well-rounded
it's
diet.
a fully formulated diet.
Right.
And even manufactured raw diets. I went online to have a look at the popular ones here, and a lot of them don't have a proper nutritional analysis done.
Right.
And they say lots of really nice things about their processing.
So should an owner generally then not go raw food?
If they can do it properly, yes, absolutely.
Right.
But very few people have the time and the financial ability to feed raw properly.
Yeah.
In which case, then kibble or canned food is absolutely fine. I would rather someone feed kibble or canned food than give them some weird, nasty leftover crap from the butcher that says, "Oh, I've had dogs for 30 years."
And the same goes for comedians. And I want to thank you for switching me to kibble.
You're welcome. It's definitely been a lot easier for me since I've done that. But yeah, manufactured raw diets. Some of them include like fashionable ingredients like garlic that can cause anemia.
Right.
So like a lot of these raw diets, I'm like, oh. However, that being said, there is one raw brand that I quite like. It's called ZWP. It's made in New Zealand, and that one it is definitely fully formulated for adult dogs. So that's normally the one that I recommend to people that want to do raw, but they're not able to commit the time or money to do raw properly. Right. So check out ZWP. The Tiny Vet Podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.